But he's now like this kind of mutated, bizarro version of Chappelle through all that's happened and all of his like fame and stuff. Where like he was doing jokes about like he just did a joke that was like about some woman like being bad at her job. And I'm not even being glib about this. It was just like, you know, he was just like, women are bad at working. That's why they get paid less. Like he didn't even abstractify it to make it into a joke. He just said that, and then people booed, and then he was like, "Oh, what is this? A woke meeting?"
What? Wait, I haven't seen it yet. He actually said woke meeting.
He said, like, "I thought this was a comedy show, Lorne. What is this? A woke meeting?
What is this? A woke meeting?"
While hosting the most popular comedy show as the most popular person ever, right? So I felt like he tried to like both sides everything, but I'm going to bring America together by including what is now a valuable cultural narrative that women shouldn't make as much money and that like everything is cancel culture.
The minute I attended my first woke meeting and they did progressive stack, I left the building. I don't want to be a part of that kind of organization.
Is that just all they do? Is they just have progressive stack and then whoever the most marginalized person just does the rest of the meeting?
Yeah.
Michael Che does the whole meeting.
I actually want to give a shout out to a comic in Minnesota, Tommy Bear, who had a good point.
Shout outs.
I think about Chappelle that I hadn't thought of. And there's a Facebook post and he says, Chappelle and Nanette have similar vibes, which I think is true.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Cause like, this is him talking about Hannah Gadsby, and she got tons of flack because part of her special was serious. But as he says, every time Chappelle has done stand-up in recent years, it also included a very serious portion where he's preaching and literally making no jokes whatsoever. And there's a very similar vibe with comedians with completely different jokes.
He cries.
Dude, he did both of those things. The 8/16 or whatever the number was, the one he did after the George Floyd murder. He didn't tell a single joke, and he did cry, and like it was,
it's Nanette shit.
It was a powerful
I don't
speech.
like watching a strong man cry, and maybe that's a problem I have. But he's too physically yoked now to cry on stage, in my opinion.
It is weird. He's jacked.
Well, it's one of those things where it's just like a friend enemy thing. Like people hate comedians who are like, you know, I know a lot of us did not like Nanette, but especially like club people were like, this is fucking garbage. And these are the same people who worship Chappelle.
Yeah.
It was doing like the same thing, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, what does that tell you, right? Where, like, when it's someone who's on your side that's doing all of these things that are usually suspect, suddenly they're a hero, right? So that plays into all this culture war stuff where, like, they become like an avatar for all these grievances and shit. And it's the same fucking thing on both sides. It's really weird. And we're going to get more and more of that as we have no material, you know, answers to any problems in America. We're going to get like a woke replacement for Alex Trebek on Jeopardy. It's going to be like a fucking Asian woman or something. And it should be. And that's great. But like, you know, the reason that gives you a bad feeling is because you're like, they're doing this while also not giving us hospitals or whatever.
It should be Hannah Gadsby.
That should be fucking great.
It's
Chappelle.
It's not questions so much as you just apologizing to Hannah Gadsby for an hour, and there's screens that light up.
Or it's Chappelle, and he doesn't give enough. Like he gives less money to the women, you know, when they answer correctly.
If they did some sort of like buddy comedy, Chappelle Gadsby, they're like cops or something.
That'd be awesome.
They're like Interpol.
That's your producer brain at work. That would make money. That would make a lot of money.